next year in 2022, we're gonna have the fifth film from the Scream franchise, and this time it's gonna be called Simple Scream. Personally, I cannot wait for that film to come up, but for now what we're gonna do is we're gonna review every single Scream from the whole Scream franchise. I personally am so excited to do this because it's not a secret that Scream for me is one of my top horror franchise of all time, and that's gonna be another video from this channel, which is gonna be my top 10 horror franchise of all time. Welcome back everyone to another video here on this channel, Royal Horror. Now I'm so excited to film this video because I was able to buy the whole Scream franchise, and I was able as well to do a marathon. I personally loved it because for me, I think Scream is such a comfort movie that you can watch when you just don't know what to watch, so I really appreciate that. And I'm so excited because this is my first ever review of a whole franchise. I already reviewed Wrongton 1, but I'm not gonna review the whole Wrongton series. But now, as I did on my Wrongton review, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some positive things, some negative things. Just a quick one before we start, remember that this review and every single review that I'm gonna do from the Scream franchise is gonna have spoilers. So if you haven't watched any Scream movie, I would recommend to watch them. I think it's 100% worth the watch. Sit back, grab a drink, grab a snack, bring your mom, your dad, your sister, your cat, your friends, your enemies, any person that you want to watch this video with, or by yourself. That's the best idea as well. Let's kick off this franchise with Scream 1 from 1996. Now, coming to the positive aspects of Scream from 1996, I will say is that this movie is not a secret for anyone, and I think many horror fans agree with me, and it's that Scream changed the horror genre in general, like it saved horror. But it's not a secret for anyone that during the 90s, horror was not like taken seriously, and we didn't have like massive horror films. Of course, we have things like The Mystery or Candyman, but in 1996 we didn't have like any slashers at all. We only had some sequels from the Texas Chainsaw, from Halloween, and from Freddy Krueger, but we really didn't have something new, something unique. And that's when Ghostface came up to kill every single person in Woodsboro, and I love that. Another good thing that I loved from the Scream from 1996 is the cast, the characters. I think the characters, they feel very fresh, very unique and connected. I think, for example, the kids, the main kids, they are like normal people that you can find in your high school. Like, they don't feel exaggerated from a horror movie. I think they're very, very funny. I think Sidney Prescott in general, she's a great final girl. It's not a secret that she might be considered the best final girl in horror, and we're gonna get to that until we are like in the fourth review. Also, the killers, Billy and Scott, I think for me personally, I did not expect them to be the killers. And also, I think me and every single horror fan identifies with Randy, because I mean, come on, Randy knew everything about horror, and that's like you and me. We know and we love horror, so I really identify myself with Randy. Another good aspect about this film is the opening scene. I think it's not a secret, and I think if you haven't watched the movie, I mean, what are you doing? You have to go and watch it right now, because the opening scene is perfect in my opinion. I think it's one of the best horror opening scenes of all time. Now, another good aspect about this film is the kills, because the kills that this movie has, even though there are not too many, I think they're proper well done. Before we go into the negative aspects from this film, don't forget to follow me on my social media. I will leave it over here, and I love to do horror poster, horror edits, collab with people, and just interact with the horror community. So don't forget to hit the following button over there. Now, of course, this movie has some cons, maybe not too many, but it has some in my opinion, and we're gonna get to them. Now, coming to some negative aspects of this film is, like I mentioned before, even though this movie has great kills, at the same time it doesn't have too many. Like, for example, they only killed like a few important characters. Now, this opinion is gonna be quite controversial because I'm sure many people love this character, but for me, a con from the movie is Dewey, because you don't really, to be honest, I don't really enjoy this character. and on this movie just he feels pointless. Like if he's in the movie it's fine, but if he's not in the movie it's also fine. And finally, I think another negative aspect from this film is that the final part, the final act, has way too many gunshots, and I don't really enjoy, for example, watching a slasher movie with so many gunshots, because that's what action movies give us. But if it's a slasher with a killer with a knife, I think they should give us more with that. And just in overall, to conclude, this movie is so good, so perfect, one of the best horror films of all time, and my final grade from this movie is 9 out of 10. That's just my opinion, so don't forget to leave me in the comment sections your opinion about this film. I would love to read those, and also don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment. That would really help me a lot and I will appreciate it so much. And I will see you in the review of Scream 2. Have a nice end of the week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.